Ever wake up and realize you can't move a single muscle, but you're 100% certain something, or someone, is watching you from the corner of your room? Yeah, that's not just Monday morning vibes gone wrong. That's sleep paralysis. And today we're diving into 3 true stories that'll make you want to sleep with every light in your house blazing. Trust me, by the end of this video, you'll be questioning every shadow in your bedroom. What's up, nightmare enthusiasts? Today we are talking about sleep paralysis, that terrifying state where your brain wakes up but your body's still on airplane mode. And before you say, "Oh, it's just a dream," let me stop you right there. These people were awake, conscious, aware, just completely frozen. And what they saw? Well, let's just say their sleep paralysis demons didn't get the memo about personal space. Hit that subscribe button if you're brave enough, because we're about to get into some seriously disturbing territory. Story number 1. The Mother's Visit. Our first story comes from a college student going through literal hell. Finals week. You know, that special time when your coffee intake rivals a small Starbucks and sleep is just a myth your body vaguely remembers. This person was cramming for biology, running on 0 sleep, maximum stress, and probably their 3rd mental breakdown of the week. They finally crashed around 3 a.m. And that's when things got weird. They wake up, or at least they think they're awake. Everything feels hazy, like their brain is buffering at 10% capacity. They try to move. Nothing. Eyes? Those work. So they're scanning their dark room when bam, there's a woman standing dead center, facing their bed, black dress, holding something long in her hands. Horror movie vibes at maximum capacity. Now here's where it gets heartbreaking. They want to scream "Mom," but their voice is literally trapped inside their frozen body. The woman walks closer, and I mean horror movie slow, closer, kneels down, touches their forehead, and looks them straight in the eyes. It is their mom. But here's the twist that'll punch you right in the gut. Hold that thought, because this story has a dark turn that connects the supernatural with reality in the most chilling way possible. But before we get there, you need to understand something about sleep paralysis. It doesn't just trap your body. It traps you between 2 worlds. The figure stands up, walks to the doorway, and vanishes. About 20 seconds later, they can finally move. They're screaming, "Mom!" running through the house like their life depends on it. Their dad comes out and hugs them, saying, "I miss her too." Sly. Their mom had died 3 weeks earlier. Now, was this sleep paralysis creating a hallucination from grief and stress? Or was it something else? Science says one thing, but the feeling of that touch on their forehead, that felt pretty damn real. Speaking of things feeling too real, our next story takes sleep paralysis from emotional territory into straight-up nightmare fuel. Because sometimes the demons your brain creates are worse than anything Hollywood could dream up. And trust me, this one involves a closet that should have stayed closed. Story numero 2. The Thing in the Closet. Story number 2 comes from someone who learned the hard way that curiosity doesn't just kill cats. It traumatizes 24-year-olds. They're in REM sleep, having a nightmare about being chased through the woods by some creature. The dream gets fuzzy. They start waking up, but Surprise! Their body missed the memo. Fully paralyzed. And that's when they hear it, this noise. They describe it as robotic yet alive, which is somehow the most unsettling combination of words possible. It's faint at first, repeating every 3 seconds, getting slightly louder each time, like something is approaching, like something knows they can't move. Their eyes lock onto the closet door, the one that's slightly cracked open, the one they never leave open. And peeking through that crack, a distorted face with an impossibly wide smile. We're talking Joker meets your worst childhood nightmare levels of disturbing. Every time the noise repeats, the closet gets closer, the face gets bigger, the smile gets wider until SLAM. The closet door slams shut. Silence. They can move again. And what does this grown adult do? Runs to mommy and daddy's room faster than they ran from anything in their entire life. No shame. Because here's the thing about sleep paralysis. It doesn't matter how old you are. When your brain shows you a demon in your closet, age becomes irrelevant. But what if sleep paralysis wasn't just showing you monsters? What if it was showing you the future? Our final story is going to make you question everything you thought you knew about these experiences. Because sometimes, the most terrifying thing isn't what you see. It's what happens after. Story number 3. The Premonition. Buckle up for this one, because story 3 goes from creepy to straight up prophetic. It's early morning, somewhere between 5 and 6 a.m. The sun's barely up, room's still mostly dark. They wake up, try to move. Nope, paralyzed again. Third time experiencing this nightmare, so they know the drill. Eyes fixated on the wall, just waiting for it to pass. Then they hear footsteps. Heavy footsteps coming up the stairs. It's their brother. Then their sister. Then their dad and mom. All 4 of them, all sobbing hysterically. All at least a foot taller than they should be, nearly hitting the ceiling like some distorted funhouse mirror version of reality. The family approaches the bed, towers over them, crying uncontrollably. They want to scream, to ask what's wrong, to make it stop, but they can't move, can't speak. Just lying there, completely helpless while their giant, sobbing family stares down at them. Then, as suddenly as they appeared, all 4 turn and walk back down the stairs. The paralysis breaks. They sprint downstairs to follow them, but plot twist. Everyone's fast asleep in their rooms. It was just the paralysis. Just their brain playing tricks. Or was it? A few days later, they're crossing the road with friends when a speeding car slams into them. 3 broken bones, fractured thigh, hospitalized for a week. And during that hospital stay, all 4 family members stood next to their bed, looking down at them. Mom crying, almost the exact image from the sleep paralysis episode. Now, our storyteller says they're not superstitious, but come on. That's either the world's most disturbing coincidence, or sleep paralysis just became a crystal ball made of pure terror. Here's the science real quick. Sleep paralysis happens when your brain wakes up during REM sleep, but your body's still in lockdown mode.
a built-in feature to keep you from acting out your dreams and punching your partner in your sleep. The hallucinations? Those come from your brain misfiring, creating vivid, often terrifying imagery that feels 100% real.
Stress, lack of sleep, irregular sleep schedules, sleeping on your back. All of these increase your chances of experiencing it. So, basically, college students and shift workers are prime targets for becoming sleep paralysis statistics. But here's what science can't explain. Why do so many people see similar things? Shadow figures, demons, tall beings, creatures with wide smiles. If it's just random brain misfires, why are the demons so consistent? So there you have it. 3 true sleep paralysis stories that prove your bedroom might be the scariest place you visit every night. Sweet dreams? More like good luck ever sleeping peacefully again. Have you ever experienced sleep paralysis? Drop your story in the comments below. And be specific, because we're all judging how terrifying your demon was compared to these ones. And if you made it this far, without checking behind you at least once, you're either lying or way braver than me. Hit that like button, subscribe for more nightmare fuel, and remember, next time you can't move when you wake up, just hope whatever's in your room is having a good day. I'll see you in the next video. Sleep well.